substitute for another guy. Look pretty tall but my heels are high. Simple things you see are all complicated. Look pretty young but it's just backdated, yeah. Substitute my lies for fact. I see right through your plastic. I look alright but daddy's back. My fine looking suit is made out of sack. I'm a substitute for another guy. I look pretty cool but my heels are high. The simple things you see are all complicated. I look pretty young but I'm just backdated, yeah. Close. Well, hi there pluckers. Arthur Sawfingers back with you again with a bit of fun for you. Another hopefully interesting lesson from a golden oldie. This one's from 1966 and a classic song from The Who called Substitute. Okay, and this is my arrangement for a single acoustic guitar. What you heard there was a slightly shortened version. I don't want to bore you to death, so it's got all the bits in it you need though. Okay, so starting off, I'm in standard tuning, no capos as you can see, and I'm doing it in the original key of a D. Okay, so we're in the key of D. So let's get to it. So the introduction, the classic riff. Okay. Right, what am I doing there? So what I'm doing with that is I'm basically playing the top 4 strings. Okay. And the first chord is a D chord, but a different version of, okay, and it's a shape like this, okay. So I'm playing the 5th fret of the top E string with my first finger, and then the 7th fret of the 3rd string and 2nd strings with my 2nd finger and 3rd finger, and the 4th string's open. So that's the first chord, okay. Second chord is a standard D chord. Okay, open D chord, again with the open 4th string. So you've got, okay. Then we go to an A with D in the bass. So if you can imagine an F shape on the 5th fret, but you don't do away with the 3rd finger, so the 4th string's open. So you've got the 4th string open, the 6th fret of the 3rd string, with the 2nd finger, and then barring the top 2 strings on the 5th fret with the 1st finger. It's an A chord with D in the bass. So now you've got this. Alright? Okay. And then we go down 2 frets to a G with D in the bass. Same shape, barring the first 2 strings this time with the 1st finger on the 3rd fret, and the 2nd finger's playing the 4th fret on the 3rd string, the G string. Again, open 4th string, D string. Okay, now you've got this bit. Sorry. And then we go down to this chord and we hit this one twice. And then 2 hits on the standard D, open D. Okay, so you've got slowly. Got it? And you play that twice, okay, so you've got a minute pause, and then we've got this little bit. Little riff, open A string, 5th string, hammer up to the 2nd fret with the 1st finger, and then you play the D string open, and then we're into a standard D chord. Okay, it's like dun 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 dun, all downstrokes. Okay, so it's bum 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 bum. Got that? And then we do this little riff again, but it's slightly different. So that's again open A string, hammer up to the 2nd fret, and then we play the D string open, but we play that 3 times. Then we go back to the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and then the open A string, and then we're back. So it's like from this, so coming out of the intro, so slowly, I play it really slowly. Okay, I'll play it really slowly. Okay, so you do that D chord and the riff twice, and then the singing kicks in on the first verse. Okay, so very slowly. Now we're going to the verse, D. You think we look is a standard G chord, so it's D to G, okay? You think we G look pretty good to D. Together, and you play that D with the riff again. So it's like you think we look pretty good together. So it's dum 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 bum 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 bum, same as it was for the first bit. Okay, and then we repeat that bit again for a second part of the verse. The G, I was playing a G, 4-fingered G. I'm doubling up on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and the top E string. Okay, the first 2 strings at the 3rd fret there. Or you could just play a standard G, whichever you like best. Okay. So, second line is exactly the same as the first line with different words. Okay, so we'll do the whole intro slowly and the first verse. Okay, so right from the beginning. Right, here we go. Shoes are made of leather. Okay, now we're going into the bridge section, or the pre-chorus, whatever you want to call it. And this is an E minor, okay, E minor. But what you do is you hit the bottom E string, and then you strike the chord. Okay, so we go. And then you go to the 3rd fret on the bottom E string. So it's like bottom E string, strum, then up to the bottom E string, 3rd fret. Alright, so it's like. So what you're doing there, that hammer, it's an open A string to the 2nd fret, and then you play the D string open. So it's a. Okay, and that plays all the way through the bridge or the pre-chorus. Okay, so it's like But I'm a substitute for another guy. I look pretty tall, but my heels are high. Simple things you see are all complicated. I look pretty young, but I'm just backdated. Okay? And then we go to an A chord. And what I'm doing with the A is I'm playing a lazy A chord. That's the standard A chord. So if the lazy A is the first finger barring the second fret of the fourth, third and second strings. Fifth string open. Sorry, I'm playing from 5 down to 2. So it goes and then we're playing this sort of. That's why I'm using a bar chord on that A chord, the lazy A, because what you need to do is to go to this, it's basically a D chord on top of the A, so a D over A sort of thing. It's like from keeping the bar where it is, you put your second finger on the third fret of the second string, the B string, and your third finger goes to the fourth fret on the D string, the fourth string, and you play 5 downwards. And you're keeping the bar there all the time. Okay, so it's. So let's go from that bridge section again, or pre-chorus. But I'm a substitute for another guy. Look pretty tall, but my heels are high. Simple things you see are all complicated. I look pretty young, but I'm just backdated. Yeah. It's like da, 2 downstrokes on the A, and then you perform that D chord, and 2 stabs on that, and back to the A. Okay, so it's. Okay, and then we're going into the chorus. Okay, so once again from the bridge section or pre-chorus. But I'm a substitute. Sorry, let's do it again. So I'm a substitute for another guy. Look pretty tall, but my heels are high. Simple things you see are all complicated. I look pretty young, but I'm just backdated. And we go into the intro chords again and we sing the chorus. Substitute my lies for fact. I see right through your plastic man. I look all white, but my dad was black. The fine velvet suit was really made of black. And then what would happen then, okay, this is where I changed the arrangement to shorten the thing for the lesson. You would then go into, you do that open 5th string, hammer into the 2nd again, just like you did after the intro, and then that D string, and then you go that, you're into the 2nd verse as such, right? So it goes, I was born with a plastic spoon in my hand. Out of town, faced disease was spread south. And then we're into another pre-chorus bridge again. Da, 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 da. Okay, so that's coming out of the first verse. You sort of come to that end of the last line of that. Where it goes. My fine baby suit was pretty out of sight. I was born with a plastic spoon in my mouth. And all side of my town was east and the street was facing south. Same as usual, okay? So that's how that goes. And then we're into, so we do the 2nd bridge, and then we do another chorus, the old substitute, substitute my coat for a gin. Substitute you for my mind. exactly the same as the first verse with different words, chorus with different words on the same chorus. Okay, then we go into, there's an instrumental bit. It's a bit weird and wonderful, but it's difficult to do on a single, well, not difficult to do, but it's a bit empty with just the guitar, but I put it in just for fullness of the lesson, and it goes like this. So after you come out of that second chorus, where it goes at at least I'll get my washing done, pause, and then we do that one just as if you're going into a verse. Okay, open A string, hammer to the second fret, open D string, and then we come into this bit. What am I doing there? So I'm just fretting the 4th fret of the 4th string with my first finger, and the 5th fret of the 5th string with my second finger. And what you need to use the 3rd finger to go onto the 5th fret of the 4th string, because it goes 2 hits on the 5th string, then it goes to that 5th fret on the 4th string, right? Then back to the 4th string, 5th string, right? So that's just those two. Then you go to the 4th fret on the 4th string, that one, back to the 5th on the 5th, and then back to that one, and then that one. So it's got that? Okay, so you play it fast. So it's like a, sorry. Okay, got that again, so I'll just go through it again. 2 hits on the 5th on the 5th. 1 on the 5th on the 4th. Back to the 5th on the 5th. Then to the 4th fret 4th string. So back to the 5th on the 5th, then the 5th on the 4th, and then the 4th on the 4th. So you do that once, and then we go with exactly the same thing, but on the 4th string and the 3rd string. Exactly the same riff, but on the 4th and 3rd string. So you got, sorry, it's just from the beginning. Then you go back to the first one and do that twice more, and that's the complete round. So it's sorry. So it's 1 on that one, 2. Sorry, 1 on that one, 1 on that one, and then 2 on that one. Okay, so it's. And then you repeat the whole thing. So you do another 1 on that one. Sorry, it's a bit mind blowing. Let's do that one again. Right from the beginning. Repeat. Okay, so it's 2 lots of the same pattern, and then we go into the bridge stroke pre-chorus again. Okay, so it's I'm a substitute for another guy. Look pretty tall, but my heels are high. Simple things you see are complicated. Look pretty young, but I'm just backdated. Yeah. And then it does 4 instrumental intros, right? goes into another verse, okay? So you start it exactly the same as you did the first one, and you go straight in, okay? So it starts, whatever the words are, I haven't got it written in front of me, but some more substitutes, right? Substitute, substitute, and that's how it finishes, basically on all that, okay? Hopefully you've gotten through that okay with me. Not the easiest one to show somebody, but hopefully it made sense to you, okay? Thanks very much for watching and listening, and hope have a pleasant weekend to try and play that one. Bye for now.